The world of secondhand watches has been ever-changing, driven by various causes ranging from market trends to global events. As we look ahead to 2024, we anticipate rising secondhand watch prices. While making absolute predictions is difficult, evaluating existing patterns can provide insight into probable directions. Are you as curious about 2024 as we are? Well, get ready, because we dive into this juicy topic in depth. Let's start today's discussion with Rolex. There's been a lot of talk recently about Rolex prices. Are they going down? It's a given fact that Rolex is synonymous with luxury, flair, and achievement. Rolex watches attract premium costs due to their famous designs and superb quality. But what is the basis for the growing consensus that Rolex prices are falling? Well, they're like a roller coaster, always up and down. It's not shocking when they skyrocket, but things get interesting when they hit rock bottom. During the pandemic, its prices have been quite the ride. The retail prices? Steadily climbing. But the secondary market? Well, it has a mind of its own. So what's the deal? Are Rolex prices heading for the stars or taking a dip? New Rolex watch prices have remained steady, especially since the pandemic hit. Like many luxury watch brands, Rolex faced disruptions in supply and demand due to the 2020 pandemic, which lingered into 2021. Typically, Rolex bumps its prices annually in January, but in 2021 it refrained from adjusting due to the pandemic impacts. Instead, they made changes in the second quarter of 2022. During this adjustment, Rolex introduced new models like the Rolex Perpetual 41mm and tweaked some existing ones, such as the Submariner. Later in November of that same year, there was another price adjustment, with an average increase of 5% across models. In January 2023, Rolex announced another increase, averaging around 3%. As for what's next, well, it's still uncertain if there will be further changes at the beginning of the following year. There is chatter about a potential Rolex price hike in 2024, but an official still needs to be confirmed. How about the secondary market? Really? The real juice is in the secondary market. It's been the hotspot forever. While Rolex's official retail prices have remained steady lately, the secondhand market has had its wild ride of ups and downs. Take a peek at watch charts. Pre-owned Rolex watches took a massive nosedive, plummeting by 31% since March 2022. Sounds drastic, right? But it was expected after a peak in 2021 fueled by pandemic uncertainties. In April 2021, the secondary market prices soared as the pandemic's chaos eased, and folks were ready to splurge on luxury goods. High demand but low supply jacked up those prices. But come 2022, it was back to reality. Prices started leveling to more normal ranges. How about Morgan Stanley's insights? They noted that Rolex Daytona dropped by 21% in the secondary market since 2021. And it's not alone. The Audemars Piguet Royal Oak also took a 17% dip. The speed of the price drop seemed to ease off in 2022. From the second quarter of 2022 to the third quarter of 2023, pre-owned Rolex watches only dipped by 8%. The buzz among luxury watch enthusiasts and experts is about Rolex's upcoming moves in 2024. However, most of the chatter revolves around expectations for new or revamped models. When it comes to price changes, there's a bit of a hush because it's all tied to how the market behaves in 2023. And guess what? The year isn't done yet. But why? Why are Rolex prices taking a dip? Whenever luxury watch prices hit the skies, it's practically guaranteed they'll come back down. And that's the roller coaster Rolex prices rode. In the wild ride of 2020 and 2021, the demand for luxury watches skyrocketed, catching everyone off guard, myself included. Given the pandemic's uncertainties, it seemed like the worst time to splurge on a luxury watch. But surprise, surprise, buyers saw things differently. Here's our take. With travel and entertainment on hold, folks diverted their cash to other indulgences, like luxury watches, once restrictions eased in mid-2021. Another plausible reason? Good old supply and demand. A shortage in supply due to the pandemic created this gotta have it fervor, making people shell out more for that elusive watch. All this, to us, seems like it's all part of the market cycle. When Rolex adjusted its price list in 2022, supply picked up and prices adjusted to meet demand, finding a more balanced footing post-pandemic. As for the future, rumors are rife about Rolex price hikes in 2024. They typically increase prices every January, so brace yourselves for potential 3 to 10% jumps across models. Some might even see steeper hikes due to high demand, like the Oyster Perpetual Green Dial and the Daytona White Gold Blue Dial. But hold on to your hats, these are just predictions. Currency swings and global inflation might throw in their 2 cents, altering Rolex's plans. Now, let's talk about the current Rolex prices. Let's give you the lowdown. They've been on a downward trend, but are way above their original retail tags. Take the Submariner Hulk. Its value shot up by about 26% since 2018, averaging around $32,600. It's a Rolex roller coaster, folks, so buckle up. Now, believe it or not, it is time to get ready for the Rolex price hike in 2024. If speculations are correct, then we had better mark our calendars for January 1st, because all signs point to Rolex cranking up those prices, a pattern they followed the past 2 years. Like clockwork, they've upped the prices each New Year's Day. Check out the 2022 and 2023 articles for the nitty-gritty on how much each collection's prices shot up. Love it or hate it, a 2024 Rolex price surge is pretty much in the cards. Demand for these timepieces is off the charts, and let's face it, Rolex quality is unbeatable. Sure, coughing up an extra $500 might sting a bit for a $10,000 watch, but it's not a game changer for those in that league. Plus, it's not all bad news. These hikes help current Rolex owners keep the value of their watches intact over time. It might make snagging a Rolex a tad tougher in the long run, but it's all part of the Rolex charm, right? But hey, while we aren't sure what the secondary market would look like and the exact state of watch prices, we are pretty sure that gold is something you can consider in 2024. Folks, we need to get ready for rising gold prices in 2024. In the upcoming year, gold seems poised to mirror its 2023 surge, with predictions suggesting a possible increase of nearly $200 per ounce. However, market data hints that gold prices might soon stabilize. They are already soaring by approximately 11% this year. According to Zubair Shakil, an investment manager based in the UAE, the outlook for gold appears promising for buyers due to anticipated relief from inflationary pressures. However, it's a bit of a mixed bag from an investor's standpoint. As monetary tightening slows and interest rates stabilize, cash deposit returns may dwindle. This potential return drop could push investors toward gold, boosting demand and prices. Though this shift may take some time to materialize. It's a shift from the recent trend where the stock market faced wild swings during global economic uncertainty, impacting market returns. During these uncertain times, investors often seek refuge in gold as a haven asset. However, as volatility calms, gold prices tend to dip. In 2024, second-hand watch prices will likely maintain stability or even see modest increases for sought-after models. The demand for iconic, rare or vintage pieces is anticipated to remain strong, keeping prices buoyant. However, market fluctuations, evolving consumer preferences, and unforeseen global events will undoubtedly continue to play significant roles in shaping the second-hand watch market. In the end, while trends and projections can guide expectations, the dynamic nature of the watch industry underscores the importance of staying attuned to market shifts and embracing the passion and uniqueness that each timepiece embodies.